Hey, welcome everyone. We are back live. This is Henry and Susan, and we are back live. And guess what I got?
He decided to wear the hat because he didn't want to feel left out. So
What the?
my hat now.
Actually looks good on you. I don't know why, but what's up, everybody? It's been a rough week, and just want to thank everyone, first of all, for everything that you guys said and did, and what have you. So today we wanted to talk about many things. So whatever you guys feel like you want to bring up, feel free to bring up. We know that the weather is changing now, and we know that things are starting to slow down for a lot of you people. And, those are some of the things that we're going to try to help you out with, try to get you motivated, because it is. I have mentioned this many times before, and I'm probably not going to mention it too much more, but. It starts to slow down. The rain starts to come, and before you know it, a lot of you guys are looking for work or looking for other avenues of income and stuff like that. So, we try to help everybody out the best we can, and it's just something that we have a lot of people that we got into the business. And, today I actually wanted to talk about a few things. And one of the things that I definitely wanted to talk about is how, we go out and we will give jobs to other people. And we will go out there and, if we get too busy, we'll call somebody, give them work, and they go out there, they do the job, and then they let us know when it's done, and then we go out and we take care of our customers. Well, we just had a phone call. It was yesterday, as a matter of fact, and a customer of ours decided to call us and cancel, and we were like wondering why he was canceling because he had an appointment. I think it was set for November 1st. We've been really busy, so we had to set him back, and then it just so happened that him and his brother were looking at getting their solar panels cleaned, and there was a gentleman that actually came out. Well, first of all, there was a company that we ended up having them go out there for us. So we subcontracted that work out to them. And they went out and did the job last year. Well, we found out that the subcontractor ended up calling our customer and acting like it was us and said, hey, it's time for your re-cleaning. And it just so happened that he charged the exact same price that I charged almost 6 months ago. And so when we found that out, we have found out that he had went to his brother's house. And then when he went to his brother's house, he showed up. And to make a long story short, it wasn't even the same guy. What the guy did was he charged them our price, went out there and subcontracted the work out for less, and had somebody else go out there. So the was pretty upset because he showed up with a squeegee. He showed up with um, just a simple little brush, a broom, and he used the customer's water hose to go out there and spray the panels. Well, the brother wasn't too happy about that. And so he called us and he said, "Hey, what type of equipment do you guys use again?" And we told him, "Hey, we use the C1000." He goes, "That's the rotating brush, right? That you guys have on your videos?" I said, "Yeah, that's the rotating brush." And so he goes, "Well, there was another guy that came out and said that they were your company and they're using this cheap stuff. And, we thought that it was you." And to find out, it was somebody that we actually contracted to work out 6 months ago. And when we contracted that work out, he basically stole our business or tried to steal our customer. And and he told us, he said, yeah, he said he almost had the same logo as you, and he had, he was representing your company and stuff like that. Well, I found out who it was, and we failed to do something what we should have done a long time ago, which we didn't do, was get a non-disclosure agreement or non-compete agreement and have them sign a non-compete. So we do that now, but we didn't do that back then. And it was a matter of him going back to our customer, representing himself as SoCal Solar Panel Cleaning Company. And
Fortunately, it was just the one customer.
it was only the one customer, but if it happens once, it can definitely happen again. And, that's something that you guys really have to pay attention to, because even now we're finding out there's people out here close to us that their names are very, very similar to our company. And so we're very familiar with that. And, for us to basically try to be competitive, we have to really, keep track of our customers and be really careful who we give work out to from this point on, because we don't want people stealing our business and what have you. It's kind of very discouraging to find out that competitors are doing that. And that's something that we take very seriously, because it takes food off the table, right? It doesn't feed our family, it feeds somebody else's family. And we're all here to, you know, do a business and survive off this business. And it's important that our competitors don't take food off of our table, because when they take food off of our table, I take that very personal, as you should too, because we're all trying to feed our family. We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to um, be competitive with the competitors that we do have out there. And we do have a lot of competitors out there, and they know that. Whether it comes down to prices or anything else like that. You got other guys out there on YouTube that are showing people, prices. They're showing people other competitors' prices, and it's something that this is what it's come down to now, is you know being ruthless out there, and going out there and trying to get as much business as you can as possible. you know and it's difficult when you could book an appointment and then somebody calls you just because somebody else gave a cheaper price. So as a customer, you kind of have to weigh yourself as, do you want the best price possible, the cheapest price possible, or does it come down to quality? Do you want quality service for your solar panels? So as a customer, that's something that you really, really have to think about, because not always the cheapest price is the best price. I mean, you get what you pay for. And I'm sure you guys heard that a lot. But at the same time, and I've always said this, is even when Rick was around, we used to talk about this. Do we lower our prices? Do we do this, or do we give them a discount, or do we do that? And a lot of times, we give discounts, but they're to senior citizens or veterans. We'll give them a small discount, or even a first time customer. We'll give them a nice small discount. But we always let them know what our prices are and where they should be and what have you. So, we pay real close attention to that. Guys, if you are in the chat, put something in the chat, because I don't think chat is working. Um, I don't think it is working, and I just want to make sure that our chat is working, because I'm not seeing it come up, and just want to make sure. Um, yep, there it is. Hello, hello. Perfect. All right, good. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Dang. Hello, 530 Digital Marketing. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for doing that. We appreciate that.
Mhm.
So,
I have to check my phone.
you had to check your phone while we're
Yes.
doing a live
Yes,
podcast.
yes.
So, what do you want to talk about this week? I mean,
I'm just interested in what people have to say.
what people have to say.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that we picked up some new accounts, and I'm exhausted. I'm tired, but yet we're booked up for next week, and we are continuing to book. We have a lot of commercial accounts coming back to us, and we just um, trying to fulfill those spots and trying to get that taken care of. The nice thing about it right now is the weather is still good, still sunny, still.
I'm waiting for the cold weather.
You're waiting for the cold weather. A lot of
Mhm.
people are not waiting for that cold weather.
I am.
Um,
Tired of this heat.
Tired of the heat. Picture Man 63, hello from Texas. Haven't seen you around. Welcome to our channel. For those of you that are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is where we talk about anything solar, and help you with your business. And that's one thing that we want to do, is we want to be able to help you guys in your business and survive out there. Anything that you want to put out there as far as House Call Pro, or anything? And we talk about House Call Pro quite a bit, because that's the software program that we use. And I think I had another person that had just called us and said that they were starting to use House Call Pro, which was really nice. I mean, it's a great system, and it's something that we love to use, because it helps out quite a bit. So, but a lot of you guys out there are starting to see that the phones may ring a little bit less, and that's common, and that's something that's going to happen as it starts to cool down. When it starts to cool down, then you're going to see people are going to be less interested in getting their solar panels clean, but there's other services out there that you guys can do. You guys can go out there and provide, and what have you. What other services do you think that they can tackle with the equipment that they have?
Gutter cleaning.
Gutter cleaning. And
if it's raining outside and you can't do any of that, find something else that you can do in the meantime during the slow period, just to keep yourself afloat. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing something else.
Like what? Wait, give me an example.
Just anything. Find like a little part-time job or something.
Oh,
just
you're talking.
Do something else other than when it's raining. There's not much you can do when it's raining.
There's a lot of guys out there that do like Uber and Uber Eats, and Um, they do other things that kind of
Keep you indoors.
keep you busy during the
When it's raining outside.
during the rain, I should say, because I get in a lot of trouble when I say during the off season. People don't want to hear that solar panel cleaning has an off season, and I found that out fairly quickly by some of the comments and some of the other YouTubers out there that are trying to portray that this is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the summertime. And in fact, it's not. It's a seasonal thing. Um, and there is a time period where corporate accounts have a time frame of when they get their solar panels clean, and residential, a lot of residential are not educated, so customers don't even know that their solar panels have to be clean, or they come up with, um, solar panels will get clean from the rain, and the rain will clean them. And that's a huge misconception, because a lot of salespeople don't want to admit that once they sell that particular product of solar panels to a customer, they don't want to tell them that it has to be maintained, because that's an extra expense on the customer, and the customer may not want to hear that while they're purchasing a $40,000, $50,000 piece of equipment for their home. Because they look, let's face it, let's just be real here. The only reason why people buy solar panels is to save money. That's it, on their electricity. That's the only reason. And there's other people out there that don't have electricity, and they're off grid, and they're putting up solar panels because that's where they get their lighting from and what have you. Now that's great. But there's thousands of people here in California that you got door knockers out there knocking on the door and trying to sell them solar, and they have a choice whether to buy the solar or whether not to buy the solar, or to continue to have what they have. But let's be real. Most people will buy solar only because they want to save money. Do you have any other reason why they would buy solar other than saving money?
No.
None at all, right? There's no other reason that comes up, you know, um, that comes up other than save money. So when they find out that they got to spend money to save money, that's a big turn on. But a lot of people find out that they got a high electricity bill, and they're wondering why their electricity bill is so high when they have solar. And they'll go on the internet, they'll pull up videos like ours, and they'll figure it out, and they learn from it, and then they go, and then they realize, oh, I didn't know that my solar panels needed to be cleaned. And this is why we're on YouTube, because we educate people on, yes, your solar panels need to be clean. Not only do they need to be clean, they need to be cleaned professionally. That's the difference. Professionally. If you have somebody who can do it professionally, get out there and make sure that that's nice and clean, and people are getting what they pay for, they will always come back. Always. You get these fly-by-night companies that come over there and they offer $50 to clean your solar panels. You're going to get what you pay for. And before you know it, 6 months later, you're not going to find that guy, because he's out of business. He can't sustain himself because of gas prices, insurance, anything else that he may need to be legit, business license, you name it. And I I wish that every single person that was cleaning their solar panels as customers would ask a solar panel cleaner if they are insured. Not only if they're insured, show them the insurance policy like we do. We keep our insurance policy in our van. And if somebody asks, we do one or two things. We can show the customer a copy of our insurance, or Susan can go out and email them before our guys even get there. And they're able to see that we're fully insured. And knowing that, then that right there would save a lot of customers grief, because they'll end up seeing us back in 6 months or 3 months or whenever they want their solar panels clean. And that's important. You know, I cannot tell you, I cannot stress to you how important it is to clean your solar panels to get the best productivity ever.
And it's hard right now, I think, as it's getting slower because the holidays are coming. So people are on a more tighter budget because, you know, Christmas time is coming. So that's another thing that, you know, you have to think about when you're, you know, wanting to clean solar panels for residential. They may not want to right now, which you have to understand, you know, it's the holidays.
There's people getting into this business with a shoestring budget. Like, they don't have more than $1,000 to do this business. I'm just going to give you I'm just going to tell you, one of our Fortune 500 companies called us and said they needed cleaning again. Okay, but we don't get paid for that company for 90 days. They're on a 90-day pay us
to pay their vendors.
Pay their vendors for 90 days. Okay, a net 90. And you know, we have to come up and we have to pay for that. So if we have a boom lift that we need to rent for 3 days, well, that easily can be $1,000 right there, just right off the top. I know next week we have to travel almost 100 and
no, not even that. No.
Yes, we do. That's a long way.
It's not that.
You can look it up. It's almost 100 miles from Rancho Cucamonga to where we are going. You cannot tell me that. It is almost 100 miles.
One way?
One way. You go ahead and you check your facts.
77 miles to be exact.
Almost 100 miles.
That's not.
77 miles one way miles. We have to go. That's not 100. Now, when I say 100 miles, are you checking it from here or are you checking it from
here?
Okay, but you didn't check it from where they're leaving from, which is another 20 miles. Thank you.
For us, it's 77 miles.
She is so okay. So anyways, we have to go, and this is a 2-day project, a 3-day project. We're trying to knock it out in 2 days. We have 1,500 panels that we need to clean, and in order for the guys to go and get that done, they'll be done after 5 o'clock, and then have to travel 77 miles in traffic all the way home after 5 is something I don't want them to do. So we have to get a hotel room for them, eating expenses for them. And guess what? We pay for all that. Comes out of our pocket. And we pay for that for these guys. And then we got to pay them their salary. Then we got to pay, we have to pay for everything else, any other expenses that have to go along with that. Well, that costs money up front. and that has to come out of your pocket. And a lot of you guys will understand when you have employees that a lot of this you got to pay. You got to pay their salary. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, I don't have a salary to pay you," and expect somebody to go and work for you. So when people come to me and they say, "I want to start this business," and I ask them, "What is your budget? What are you willing to start out with?" And if they turn around and say, "Oh, a couple of thousand," I said, "Don't get into the business." I'm really blunt with them because I tell them this is what has to happen. This is what you got to get. Oh, you got to get your vehicle. You got to get your insurance. You got to get uh, your business license. Oh, you got to get your checking account and your banking. Oh, and by the way, how are you marketing yourself? You got to market yourself every single month, especially during the slow season. Okay, we'll use that word, the slow season. Okay, because that's exactly what it is. I don't think anybody really thinks about cleaning their solar panels when it's raining or when it's foggy outside or when it's cloudy outside. They don't think about that. Let's be truthful. Let's be real here. Is they're not interested in that. It's when the heat is here, the sun is out, and then they turn around and they go and they look at this and they pull out their bill and they're looking at their bill and they're going, "Holy, what happened here? Why aren't we producing what they're producing?" So what they'll do is they'll call the solar companies, and the solar companies will sit there and say, "Well, when was the last time you cleaned your solar panels?" They already know what the problem is because they monitor your system. So they already know what the problem is. And the first thing they're going to tell you is get them cleaned before we send a technician out, and then just let us know. A lot of them will do that now because they don't want to send their guys out here when they know, in fact, that their solar panels are filthy and they have to be clean. And it's usually after we clean them, oh, all of a sudden their production goes like this, shoots way up. And they go, "Oh, that was the problem?" Yes. "Well, how come you didn't tell us that in the first?" Well, there's a reason for it. They're trying to sell you a thousands of dollar system. That's what they're trying to do. Sign right here. Guess what? 45 days later, it'll be activated. You guys will be cool. Everything is good. But in the meantime, we're going to charge you. And if they're leasing the solar panels, they're getting their money regardless if they're dirty or not. They're getting their money regardless. You, on the other hand, you're going to eat it. You're not the one making the money. The solar companies will make their money, especially on a lease. If you purchase your own, it is in your best interest to make sure that these solar panels are clean all the time. All the time, people. You treat this as an investment and it will pay out as an investment. You treat this as a hobby, it will pay you as a hobby. And when you go out and you get look, guys, we clean solar panels for solar farms, for carports, for commercial rooftops. These people know the importance of cleaning their solar panels, not only during the summertime. They're even cleaning them during the wintertime. We're still getting phone calls. We're still booking for November to clean solar panels for commercial. Now, we may get a few stragglers come in for residential for solar panel cleaning because they're not educated, but we do have our repeat customers that we call every single month and say, "It's time to get your solar panels clean." And we'll go out there and we'll clean them. And believe me, they're happy. They're happy because they know that they're getting the production that they actually need. All right? how many of our repeat customers would you say come back to us?
Mm,
I mean,
don't
you
know.
take the phone calls, you book them,
It varies. I have an exact amount,
Give
but
me a percentage. Just give me a good percentage of your honest opinion, what you think repeat customers will call and will come back and get the service.
I would say 70%.
70%. That's a very powerful number. Because if you said 100%, no.
Yeah, we don't get 100%.
If you said 90%, no.
That's not realistic.
Not realistic. We get at least 70%. But most of those time when there's 70% of the guys that are actually coming back are monitoring their solar system. All they have to do is look at the time that we cleaned them to the time now, and they will see a dramatic start to decline after several months of the solar panels starting to get dirty or, dust, wind, you name it. And so, you know, for us, it's a lot of things that come into play. If you're going to get into this business, expect to slow down. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not saying that there's nothing else that you guys can do. You guys can do pressure washing. You can do window cleaning. You can do gutter cleaning. You can do all these other things that you think that you can do. If you have the equipment, do it. There's nothing stopping you from being an entrepreneur. Nothing stopping you from being an owner. We still go out. We go out and we bust our butt, look for work. And guess what? Work comes to us and we find work sometimes. So that's great. But there's a lot of you guys out here, they're calling. Um, what do you do for marketing? What do you do when it's slow? What do you do when the phones aren't ringing? We're not sitting at home, people. We're definitely not doing that. We're hustling because we know our competitors are doing the exact same thing. I mean, we have gone to some of our customers' homes, and we have seen our competitors' door tags right there given to us. Oh, this guy wants to do it for $40. This guy wants to do it for 20. But we don't charge that. We charge way more. And some people will go for the cheaper. Some people will go and say, you know what? I'm gonna have this guy do it for $40. But then a week later, their production isn't where it should be. There's nobody to blame because you literally gave somebody lunch money, is what you did. You gave them lunch money. You said, here you go. And honestly, it somebody called us the other day and said, how much do you charge for 70 solar panels? And they told me the city. And I knew that was my competitor right off the top. And I said, is this a 1-story or 2-story home? And they said, oh, no, it's a 1-story. Can I get an address? Well, we're in Claremont. I said, okay. Well, Claremont is our neighboring city. Unless you're going up to the mansions way, way up on top, even those don't have 70 solar panels on top of the roof. So what we did is we gave them a this ridiculous amount price. I would think it was almost 100, just about $105. I think we quoted them. I'm not sure. About $105, $110. It was so low that even if he went for it, I wasn't going to give it to him. I just wanted to see if he went for it. And you go, oh, okay. Well, that's a great price. Let me talk to my wife. That's flag number 2 right there. Because if you're really, really interested in it, you have already spoken to your significant other. I know if I'm interested in something, I'm going to talk to Susan and say, hey, I'm thinking about, and she's either in disagreement or in agreement with me.
You would have to talk to me first.
Right. Most couples do, especially if they're married. So if you come up with an excuse, well, okay, I'm going to check with my husband. I'm going to check with my wife. Look, we know you're shopping. We do know that. We've been in this business long enough. So we can give you the best price possible. Whether you go for it or not, that's totally up to you. Now, the only difference is you got to look at that company and you got to see how popular is that company, maybe on Google, maybe on Yelp, maybe on Nextdoor, or any other app that's out there. Do your homework. First thing you do is, do you have insurance? Great. Can you send me a copy of your insurance? A copy? Yes, yeah. Can you send me a copy? Um, yeah, sure. I can do that. Great. Send me a copy first, and then we'll set up an appointment. Click. Or can you send me a copy of your insurance? Click. You know that guy's not legit. You know that his company doesn't doesn't have anything to cover him in case he falls through the roof, in case there's a weak spot, in case he breaks tiles, in case he damages anything, breaks a glass, bringing up his equipment. Who knows what's going to happen? Got to be covered. Got to have that insurance. Got to be protected. If you're able to do that, I know that our commercial accounts, no less than $1 million coverage. There's some companies out there that ask for how much?
5.
5 million. If you don't have it, you don't work. There's people out there that are advertising on Facebook right now. Solar panel cleaning for $1. But when you contact them, it's not exactly $1. But it's that pitch to get you in. That's what gets you in. That false advertisement. $2 per panel. False advertisement, because by the time that they get done with you, they know what they're doing because they do this every single day. Every day. What's the first thing that we do when we go out and we book a call? That customer, what does that customer get? Are you drawing a blank here?
Yeah.
What do you send them when they book the call?
Oh, they get a notification.
Thank you. A notification.
Mm-hmm.
Even before Susan hangs up with them, they already got the notification. And what do you tell them at the time of booking? What do you say? You're going to get 2 notifications. And what are those notifications?
They've been booked, and then the day of, they'll get a notification that the guys are on their way to their house.
So they'll get a second notification as soon as the guys click on my way. That customer knows they're on their way. They get a text message. They get an email. However they want it. Lets them know our guys are on their way. And they can respond right back to them. And they see it. And they can respond right back to them and say, thank you. We'll be there in 10 minutes. So Let's answer some of these questions here. Picture Man, hello. Well, first of all, high and low pressure watching. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. And Picture Man 63 says appliance repair. That's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of people that need their appliances taken care of. I mean, and that's another way to make money, you know. So there's plenty of ways. Top G, Solar Cleaning LLC. I don't know why someone would get butt hurt that there's an off season because there is an off season. Well, a lot of people get hurt, Top G, is because they're getting into an industry that they didn't do their homework. They didn't do they didn't figure out that there was an off season when they got into it. All they knew is, oh, we're gonna make thousands of dollars and we're gonna charge the lowest price possible and we're gonna clean solar panels. And before they realize it and before they even know it, the phone stopped to ring because they didn't do advertising. They didn't advertise themselves right. They didn't go out there and promote themselves every single week, every day. We get people call us every day, every day. I cannot stress to you guys how many phone calls we get every day from solicitors trying to take our money.
All the time, every day, as early as 7 in the morning.
Early as 7 a.m. I had a guy call me today, no lie, at 5:30 in the morning.
I think because it's East Coast.
It doesn't matter. It's 5:30 in the morning.
It's 8:30 their time.
And it's 8:30 New York time, and they're calling and saying, how can we help you out with financing? How can we help you out with whatever? Your business is not showing up on Siri, on Alexa, which we paid for, and we know that every time somebody checks us out on Siri, and we even check it ourselves, that we know we paid for that, a lifetime on that. Or they'll call us and say, oh, your website's not showing up on Google. Some Indian dude is calling me, whether they're from Pakistan or who knows where, but they're calling us and going, oh, but sir, no, 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 no. No, 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 sir. You're not showing up. I don't see you right here. Hold on 1 second. Yep, here I am. I am right there. Don't tell me that.
If it were me, I would have hung up on them a long time ago.
Oh, I love
that's just me.
I love playing with them.
I hate hearing people talk and talk and talk.
Oh, my famous line is, I got something on the stove. Can you hold on just 1 second? And I put them on mute and I let them just go and I just let them sit there.
Yeah, Henry likes to do that.
Oh, I love that.
Hang up on them. Please just hang up on them.
I love that.
I'm tired of hearing them talk.
I put them on mute and I just let them talk and talk and talk. And I can continue my conversation with you.
No, I just hang up on them.
While you're yelling at me. Hang up, hang up, hang up on them. Nope. Believe me, now the guys that are financing, they're not calling me anymore. I love this one. Oh, I don't qualify for financing. Oh, well, we can do. I said, well, I tell you what, when you can do it, you let me know and call me back.
Or I just be very blunt with them and say, leave me alone. Stop calling me. Goodbye.
But they still call.
No. And if they do, I hang up right. I don't even let them talk. Just hang up on them because I know no, I don't have patience to hear people talk like that.
The worst ones that are going to get your money when you start this business, the worst ones that are going to, let me repeat myself. The worst ones that are going to take your money when you start this solar panel cleaning business is advertising companies. Let me advertise for you, and it's only going to cost you $1,000 to start. But sir, I don't have that type of money. I'm just starting the business. Oh, I tell you what, We can do it for $500. $500 to start for the first month, not for free, because I've used that line before. We could start for $500, and then after that, it's going to be $1,200 a month, $1,500 a month. Okay, try this. It works every single time. Tell you what, I've been in this business, and I've had so many of you guys call me, and I've tried it and it doesn't work. This is what I want you to do. Give me the first month for absolutely free. If it works, I will be more than happy to stay with you for a whole year. If it works. Click, they won't call you back. Try that.
I would have hung up with them a long time ago.
No, just try it. Say, absolutely free for the first month. Prove it to me that you say what you can say and what you can do. I had one person call me, and I've been in this business a long time, and I can tell you right now, the statements that he made to me would never work and can never happen. But he turned around and he said, what if I can guarantee you the top 3 spots on Google for every single city for a very low price of only $199?
There's no guarantee in this world.
There's no guarantee that you're going to be the top 3 on Google on any city. And I asked them, how many keywords are we looking at? 5 keywords. I said, just 5? Yes. What were you thinking, sir? 100-mile radius with 50 keywords. That's what I want, and I want it guaranteed. And if I cannot get it in guaranteed, you owe me money back. And we're going to put that in writing before you decide to do a contract. If you can put that in writing, let me talk to my boss, and before you know it,
It's a no.
they don't call back.
It's a no instantly.
Instantly, because they know that you know their
Halfway
game.
through the conversation, I would have said no, thank you, goodbye.
Not me. Not me.
I don't want to give them.
I hang them by their toes and I let them squeal for a little bit before I drop them. That's what I do.
No.
I go, no. Lying.
When they say guarantee, no, click.
Guarantee.
Can't guarantee.
Guarantee I will never see you again. Goodbye. Sometimes you have to be that guy.
Sometimes it's okay to be that person, to just hang up on them. It's okay.
Some people think it's very rude to hang up on people. I'm not going to say who it is.
That's okay. Doesn't bother me any.
But if I see a lot of stars and hearts and 100s fly up, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
It's okay to be the person to hang up on them.
Because this here right here is burning. It's hot. Hot. Man. This is a great topic. Dang, what's up there, Dang? Dang, if you did it all over again, what would you do for marketing? I'm trying Facebook and door-to-door, but I can't. But it can be very discouraging. Dang, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to market, Facebook is a place where people go to socialize. Instagram is a place where people go to upload their videos and pictures so people can see. YouTube is a place where people go for information. If you're going to advertise and market, Facebook, you get what you get. You got other companies, and I don't even want to say those companies because I can't stand any of them. But they're there for you to take your money. Yelp, Nextdoor. You try calling Yelp. You try calling Nextdoor. They don't even have a phone number. Everything is through email. There's a reason for that. They'll take your money first and then decide whether they're going to give you that money back or not. Angie's List doesn't even have a category for solar. But yet you get guys calling you from Angie's List going, "Oh, we can bring do you need more business? Can you take on more business?" Have you heard that one before?
Does anybody know why it's not called Angie's List anymore? It's just called Angie. I was just curious.
We have to ask Angie. I have no clue.
Yeah, it used to be called Angie's List a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then they took off the word list. I was just wondering why.
The lawyers will tell you why. There was a big story on Angie's List years ago. I'll point that out to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jonathan, thank you for being a super duper fan. Appreciate that. And for anybody else that I missed that was a super duper fan that I didn't put out there, sorry about that. But anyways, we got a lot of people on tonight. Thank you guys for coming up and watching our podcast.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. People up north, how has the weather been holding up for you guys in your business? I know it's been raining a lot, and it's going to be raining a lot. From what I've heard.
From what I've heard from other YouTubers out there, man, they're busier than hell. Oh, they're doing podcasts and they're talking. And oh, by the way, I gotta go because.
But that's okay.
I got a job I gotta go do after all this BS I just gave you.
But that's okay. People are doing what they're gonna do. If it's raining out there and they're doing stuff in their van, by all means, go ahead and do it. If that's what makes you happy, go ahead. But
you'll never hear a bad word from Susan. You'll never hear. She's always looking at the positive side, and this is why we get along so well, even though we look like a disgruntled couple that we're fighting all the time. We don't fight. We have intelligent conversations. Sometimes I let her lose. See, you didn't even get what I just said.
No.
I didn't say I let you win. I said I let you lose so I can feel a little better about myself. That's all.
But no, I've been hearing on the weather that it's going to be raining more up north. I don't know when, but I've been hearing,
Prepare yourselves. El Nino. That's all I have to say. El Nino, you guys are going to get the jet stream a lot more than we will in Southern California. But I can tell you right now, Washington is getting hit really bad as it starts to get colder, as the temperature starts to change. And I'm a big weather guy, and she's a big weather lady, that we see it. And El Nino, we see the alerts. We see everything that's going on. And Northern California is going to start to get the rain. It's going to start to come. And before you know it, I'd say mark my words, in the next 3 weeks.
I think it's getting colder up there up north.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. There's a lot of guys up here from, I think, Sacramento.
I think Mammoth and Tahoe is getting snow.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just funny that, they're
talking about they might open the ski resorts up north in Mammoth and Tahoe, I think, by Thanksgiving.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Dang says, if you were to do it all over again, what would you do in marketing? Okay. So we answered that question. And Dang, you got a lot of competition in your area, but a lot.
Where is he from?
Lake Elsinore. There's a few other guys up there that are popping up and on Instagram, really putting themselves out there on Instagram from Lake Elsinore, promoting A lot of you guys promote on Instagram. I don't know why, but do you get a lot of business on Instagram? Because
Maybe some of them do.
no, that's why I'm asking that question.
Mhm.
I'm asking that question is there's a lot of ads on Instagram. And I'm just wondering if you guys are really getting a lot of business from that, because that's one thing that I have not done
Maybe
was
it's working for them.
no.
And it's not working for
Well,
you.
first of all, I wouldn't advertise on Instagram because I know where my advertising works. My
Maybe
adver-
it's working for them
my
already.
advertising works on Google.
Mhm.
That's where I market myself on Google. Um, and so this is where a lot of the corporations, for those of you who don't know, we have never gone to a big corporation like Target, Costco, FedEx, UPS, Kohl's. They've come to us. They've asked us to put in bids. They've asked us to put in bids for schools. They've asked us to put in bids um, for which one was the one that we just did? It wasn't an apartment. It was mobile home parks.
Mhm.
They called us, and we ended up getting those accounts. Um, other big accounts we just picked up too, um, and uh, we have more. As a matter of fact, next week, Monday and Tuesday, we got rooftops that we have to do for commercial. And so we'll be there for a couple of days, and we'll advertise. I'm not gonna say we'll advertise. We will go out there and do live podcasts for you guys, Susan and myself. We'll do a live podcast while we're there, showing you that we're actually working on commercial accounts. Okay, and this is the best way that we can do it and say, yeah, we're busy. Let us show you we're busy, and we'll show you. But let's get back to the questions. West Coast Power Washing Services. What's happening? Commercial. You also want auto insurance to $1 million on top of the general insurance. Yes, that's a good point. There's several things that commercial is going to ask for. They're going to ask for general liability. They're going to ask for auto insurance, $1 million. If they're a Fortune 500 company, they're going to ask for a $1 million insurance policy minimum. They're also going to ask for your W-9. They're also going to ask for your workman's comp insurance. They're also going to ask for a COI, certificate of insured. And they're going to want you, your company, to put them down. So, say, for example, we'll use a company that no longer exists. Sears says, I need you to put me on your insurance. You call your insurance guy. He puts Sears on as an insurance holder, and they're covered under your policy. And they're going to ask for that. And you're going to have to pay for it if you don't have that. So be prepared for it. But great. Jonathan says, hello, Henry and Susan. And Miguel Melgoza. I get calls from Angie's List every day. We do. You get calls from all these marketing companies. West Coast Power says, I love that trick mute. Yeah, we do it. I do it all the time. As soon as I know, and I put them down as potential spam. So they're already targeted as potential spam. I'll pick up and I'll say, hey, hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Hold on. Well, hold on. Put them on mute. That's it. And they're going, yeah, waiting. Top G says, Top G Solar Cleaning LLC. Yelp tried to screw me for $900. Not today. That one thing I hate is that my phone blowing up from scammers. Look, everybody's getting slower and slower and slower, especially during that season. So their job is to call you and try to push you into trying it out for a month. But it's only X amount of dollars. And about the time that you go out there and you spend that type of money, it's too late. They got you. They got you. Dang says, interesting. Angie's List is bad. Connor Dowd. Hopefully I said your name right. Dowd. Connor Dowd. Yes, I do. LOL. Fraud. Huge lawsuit. Ludvin Gorbachev. Gorbachev. My condolences, Henry. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Ludwig. Appreciate the condolences for my good longtime friend and partner, Rick. West Coast says Sacramento region is good. Awesome. You got a lot of competition up there, West Coast. I know you're not scared, but a lot of people are getting into this business in Northern California. We get a lot of calls from them. Top G Solar Cleaning LLC. I'm up here in Northern California. The phone calls have slowed down, but I'm still getting work. But not like peak summertime, no. Because a lot of people are not educated to where they think, oh, I better get my stuff clean because it's going to get super hot and I got to make sure that they're clean. So, Top G, at least you're still getting work. That's a good thing. You got to go out there, got to keep hustling. Susan's on the phone right now with another customer. So she's probably setting up another job. We're open until 8 p.m. It is 6:05 right now. And she's still taking phone calls, still booking them. So that's a good thing. Brian Farfan says, I think it's awesome you guys saw an opportunity in the industry and have done things the right way. Brian, let me tell you something. A lot of you guys don't know how I started in this industry. I started in this industry 3.5 years ago. I actually went to Australia for 3 months. I was up in Australia and I noticed a lot of solar farms up there. So I took a trip, talked to a farmer, and I asked him about this industry. And he told me that Australia was 10 years ahead of everybody else when it came to safety, when it came to being the safest country out there on the continent. And one of that was going green. So when I was talking to him, I said, "Well, we hardly have any. We have people that are coming in to the U.S. right now, but they're people trying to sign people up for solar panels." He said, "That's not the business to get into." He said, "That business right there," he says, "you'll have thousands of people get into that business, but you'll have very few people coming into cleaning the solar panels. And that's just as important to clean the solar panels when they are activated." So that gave me an idea when I went back and I checked with one farmer and to another farmer out there and to another corporate account that up there in Australia, in Brisbane and Gold Coast, Sydney. And, I had a good opportunity to pay attention before I came back to Los Angeles. And my 3 months were up. I had to come back. And the first thing I did when I came back was I looked on Google, specifically in the Los Angeles region, and said, solar panel cleaners near me. To my surprise, nobody came up except for two people that were cleaning windows that offered solar panel cleaning. Keep in mind, these guys were making a killing because nobody was doing the cleaning. So Rick and myself decided to open this up. As soon as I got back, I told Rick, dude, we need to jump all over this. I'm doing my homework. We looked, we checked it out. We checked out solar panels, getting into the industry. I checked everything out when it came to solar. And I said, Rick, I'm going to do this. And if you want to join me, I'm right here. And he said, you know what? Screw it. Let's do this. So Rick and I started doing this over 3 years ago. And before we even had our van wrapped, we were getting phone calls from people, not companies, people that own solar that said, what do you charge for solar panel cleaning? And our prices at that time compared to now were pretty high. And they were calling, and we were booked. We were booking jobs before we even got the van out of the shop. And I was so mad at the guy who was doing our wrap because he kept prolonging it. Oh, yeah, no, I'll get it next week. Yeah. I said, no, dude, we paid you. We need this van out. Get it out. And he did. He got it out. And so as soon as he got that out, we were flying. We were taking off. And every day we were just making money hand over fist. Just to kind of give you an idea of what we made the first month was $10,000 the first month. May not sound like a lot of money to you, but remember, we weren't charging thousands of dollars. We were in the $300 range on the average for doing solar panel cleanings. And we were just constantly going, and we weren't working weekends. We were working Monday through Friday, 5 days out of the week. And when we got the van out on our first month, I remember we got it out on the 13th of the month. So the rest of the month is where we made our 10 grand just starting this business. Now, I'll tell you something right now. If you were to start this business right now, today, you could not have the same success as we did. It's impossible. Especially here in LA. There's so many solar panel cleaners out now. We've counted over 90. There's probably a hand fist full of good ones. But other than that, all the other ones are either starting out, they're working the weekends, they're working after hours, after their job, weekend warriors. They're out there doing that. Or they're booking them for the weekends, which is the worst mistake that you can ever do. When a person wants their solar panels cleaned, now they know that there's so much competition that they're not only calling you, but as soon as they hang up their phone, they're calling somebody else to get them a better deal. So, and if you don't have somebody like a Susan behind me that can take these phone calls and go out there and talk to them for 20 minutes and schedule them and set it up, you're in trouble. Because you got to do everything yourself, and you got to hustle, and you got to go out there, you got to book that person. And you better have money for advertising. At least 15% for your budget to advertise, especially during November to March. Because come November to March, if you don't have commercial accounts, you're probably going to be sitting by the phone. just looking, waiting for that phone to ring. Unless you are doing some advertising and you're advertising heavy. Some people don't want to hear what I have to say, but it's the truth. I speak the truth, and I'm telling you guys, if you listen to exactly what I'm telling you right now, you'll understand in 2 months. You'll understand in 3 months exactly what I'm talking about. And then you know what? I would love for somebody 3 months down the road to say, you know what, Henry? What you were talking about, you're right. What these other guys were talking about over here didn't make sense. I don't want to scare anybody. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to tell you this is how this industry works. And if you don't know about this industry, wouldn't you want somebody to tell you how this industry is and be flat out straight up with you, blunt with you? I always tell people, you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly from me. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you how it is, and I'm going to tell you what we what we have experienced. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it for anybody. I don't want people to lose money. I don't. But I want people to be prepared. And look, if you go out and you buy all this equipment, you buy all this system, put it to work. Nothing's going to stop you from putting it to work except for you. You're going to have to go out there and hustle. And by the way, when you're out there, slap your competitor's hand while you're out there and saying, good job for being out here. I'm right out here with you. Because you will see your competitors out there because they're doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Putting in door tags every single day. I've seen it. I already know. My customers are calling me and saying, oh, there's a guy out here putting tags on. Is this your company? Nope, not my company. But that's how it is. That's how it's going to be. If you don't have corporate accounts and you're not going over them every 3 months, then you're going to have to go out and hustle and go to work and convince them that you're doing the right thing, that you're going out there and you are doing the right thing by giving them the best production they can get, even when it rains. And I guarantee you, you are going to see me on video when it's pouring rain and I'm cleaning solar panels. You're not going to understand why. Only the people in corporate that do see the production understand why. Is because they get reports, and if those reports fail, they're calling people, whether it's solar panels on rooftops, on carports, on solar farms. We just had somebody call us today for a solar farm. Huge solar farm that just had them installed and need them clean.
And what did they end up saying?
They said, you know what? My boss said we're going to do it ourselves. So these poor bastards out here without any type of right equipment are going to clean over 20,000 solar panels without the right equipment. What do you think? How long do you think it's going to take those guys to go out there and clean that solar farm? I can guarantee you that the owner is going to sit there and go, this is taking way too long, guys, when they got other stuff that they have to do. Because sometimes they don't like that price. They want to get as cheap as possible and make as much money as possible. And just so you guys know, if you own a solar farm, if you own a rooftop, if you own carports, you better get those things clean as often as you possibly can to get the best production out of those panels. Because you're not doing yourself a favor by having them dirty and hoping that, yeah, you're only going to get a little bit of money instead of the big pot that's waiting right here because you did your due diligence and went out there. Did I just say that word? Due diligence.
He actually pronounced it right.
And what and went out there. Excuse me? My brain's a little slow. Did you just say something?
It's always
My
slow.
due diligence, they did their due diligence and did their homework and figured out, wow, with solar panels being clean, I can make even more money. Yes, you can. Man.
What did you say about Facebook?
Facebook. What did I say about
Oh,
Facebook?
Ludwig.
Um, we use our local Facebook community groups as friends of Fallbrook. Awesome. I mean, look, you advertise wherever you feel that you're comfortable advertising.
Whatever works for you.
Whatever works. We're not. I don't advertise on Facebook
because it didn't work for us.
It's a complete waste of time for me. For me. For us. Complete waste of time. You might as well go get the guy out there that's going to do it for $40 because that's exactly what they're going to want. Correct me if I'm wrong. But guys on Facebook are probably not willing to pay $300, $400 a pop. They're looking for that guy out there that's going to do it for $50 or $70. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dang. You happen to remember what's the most percentage increase in productivity after cleaning? Yes, I do. 42% on 5,000 solar panels on a rooftop that we did for Kohl's. 42% because we got the report afterwards. He was nice enough to send us the increase of productivity. And as a matter of fact, we became a vendor for him right after that. So that's a huge increase. Huge. But those solar panels weren't clean for 8 years. So take it with a grain of salt. I guess the rain didn't really do its magic. Dang says, rest in peace, Rick Johnson on Sarah Henry for his passing. I love his energy. Yeah. Yep.
What's this, Albert?
Had a lot of energy. That's right. Alberto. Serato. I don't know what that's about, but let us know, Alberto, what you're really thinking about. Sorry I get choked up, but still out there. Ludwig says you're 100% right. I appreciate that. All Solar Cleaning Services says hello. You want to take this one? I got to get something to drink here real quick, okay?
Alberto Serato, where are you from? And Ludwig, where are you from? Curious. Did you ask them, Henry? I don't think Henry asked you.
No, I did not.
But he says, hustle from here to March is what he said. Yeah, what area are you from? Are you getting a lot of business from where you're at this time? Because out here it's slowing down, but maybe in other areas it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dang, dang. Can you speak on the manufacturer warranty on cleaning the solar panels?
Can you speak on the manufacturer's warranty on cleaning the solar panels? There's no manufacturer warranty on cleaning. But if you do look at the manufacturer's warranty, it will tell you the solar panels need to be maintained. And in some warranties, it will tell you that they need to be cleaned periodically. But specific to cleaning the solar panels, they say they have to be maintained. That's the word. That's the secret word. Maintained is they have to be either checked on or what have you. But if you look at some of the manufacturer's warranty, like Tesla, read it and read it very carefully, and you will see that will show and it will tell you that it does need to be maintained. They don't use the words clean or wash. They don't use those words. So just yeah, just uh, read the warranties, and a lot of them will tell you that it does have to be maintained. Okay.
Yeah. Alberto Serato, 20K solar panels. How much was the quote on the solar panels that they decided to do?
We don't give that information out. Alberto, sorry. We have a lot of competitors. And if I was to sit there and say, oh, we charge $20 a panel, somebody will come up with $18 a panel as soon as they heard me say that I charge $20 per panel to go clean solar panels. Guarantee you, we have 100 guys out here that are listening to me right now. And if I said I charge $20 per panel and it is at this location, you wouldn't have guys knocking on that door right now saying I could do it for 15. We get it all the time. We do not discuss prices. That's going to hurt our business. This is why we have people come to us. And when we talk to commercial, we're meeting them face to face. And then we're putting in the bids. We want to get to know that person individually. We want to see them eye to eye. We want them to know who we are as people. And then we say, this is what we can do for you. And this is the price that we can do. And if they say, put in the bid, we put in the bid. And if we put in the bid, they call us and say, you guys got it? Great. Sometimes we won't get a call back. Sometimes we'll put in that bid and they just, maybe it was just too much. We don't know. This is the process that Rick and I had to figure out 3 years ago. When we put in for our first commercial account, nobody told us what to bid until a year and a half later, when we met a few people and we talked to them and we became very, very close. And I told them, I'm putting in these bids. I'm putting it in at this price, but they're not biting. But that was just something that we had to figure out. And Alberto, I don't mean to be cruel, but we just don't give out those prices because there's a lot of companies out there that have 20, 25,000 solar panels, 30,000, 100,000 solar panels. They're expecting it at a certain price. And if you can't fulfill that price, thank you. They'll go on to the next person. First of all, Alberto, you have to have the right equipment to do that type of farm. If you're going to go out there and you don't have that type of equipment and you're expecting to do 20,000 solar panels or more, about the time that you get done with the first row and you have 2,000 more rows to go, you'll probably quit before you end up finishing that job if you don't have the right equipment. So just think about that. Think about that. And, what else here? All solar cleaning services. Rick will be missed. He also says, and also Sunrun, which I don't. What do you mean there, Juan, when you say, and also Sunrun? Alberto says, thank you. No, you're welcome. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Hey, what is this? Wow. What's that?
Emojis.
Oh, is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I throwing those out to?
Our followers.
Oh.
Right here. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, I got tired of that already.
I didn't.
Next.
I've got more.
Next question. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you guys coming on. We appreciate everybody, everybody coming on. We try to do this every week. Um, uh, All Solar Cleaning Services says, hello, Miss Susan. Check what they say about cleaning solar panels. All Solar, if you can enlighten us on what Sunrun says about what they say about cleaning on the solar panels, that would be great. Jonathan Rosario says, what would be a great starting equipment for commercial? Rotating brush would be a great starting equipment. We have the C1000s that we use. We use those for rooftops. We use those for carports. You can use robots. You can use other equipment that's out there. There's sun brushes that are out there, 20-foot brushes that are out there for solar farms, tractors, you name it. I would not go and try to use a water fed pole on a commercial building unless you plan on being there a long, long time. And that's a lot of water being used, you know. But there's guys out there doing it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Smash that like button because we haven't really seen that just you guys hitting these like buttons too much. But yeah, smash the like button. Let us know that you guys like what you had to like what we had to say. You know, do you use a water buffalo? Yes, you'll use a water buffalo or a tanker, a water tanker. If there's no water on the solar farm, you can use 1,000-gallon water tanker. You can get those, rent those out. Trying to think of the company that Sunbelt has those, where you can rent those out on a daily. And yeah, you could use that. Have you ever get contacted to apply
diamond fusion?
Yeah. There was a guy a couple years ago that wanted us to promote that. And this stuff right here is, I'm not going to comment on it. All I'm going to say is, why would you put something on a panel that has been tested, that comes out the way the manufacturer wants it to come out? Why would you do that when the solar panels have a certain power that it's only going to be able to handle? And there are older solar panels out there that only can handle so much power and produce so much power. And the newer ones have different ratings on them where they will produce more power than some of the other ones out there. So putting something on there, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. All I'm going to say is there's people out there pushing the product, pushing things out there, and there's some things that have been out there that people are using that have been approved by some of these companies, and those you have to look for. Okay, but remember this: you are hired to do what? To clean solar panels. That's it. That's your job. That's your company. You go out there and you clean the solar panels. Now, there's guys out there that will test stuff. They'll go out there and buy this product. They'll test it. They'll use it, including myself. I am no different. I will go out there and I will try something. I may try it on a panel or two, but I will let the customer know I'm going to try this if you don't mind. And they'll say no problem. But there are guys out there that are doing upsells for something that is not needed. That's not really going to make a huge difference or any difference at all for that matter. And the way I think about running our business is we go out there, we get the job done, we get it done as quickly as possible, but we get them the best results when we leave. That's what we do. This is why we get called back. So, anyways, guys, thank you for coming on today. We really appreciate it. We've been here for an hour and a half already. Just to let you know, we will be working next week.
We won't be on next week because Tuesday is Halloween. We want you to spend time with your family, your kids, take them out trick-or-treating. So we won't be on the podcast tomorrow, next Tuesday.
We won't be on the podcast. For Halloween, I'm going to be on top of a commercial building in my ghost outfit, chasing after Susan.
We'll be back later that night. That's why we won't be on the podcast because we're not.
She won't even see me coming.
We are not going to rush home from where we're going to be driving from to get here by 5 o'clock because that's not going to happen. So we want you guys to spend time with your kids
and your family and what have you. I will be on top of a building.
Not at night. We'll be on our way home.
That's what you think.
Evening. Yes, we will. I will make sure of that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Are you dressing up for Halloween?
On Saturday, I have a party to go to.
Oh, you have a party to go to.
And I'm going to see the Jonas Brothers on Sunday.
And you're going to go see a concert. Mm-hmm. Yes. What am I doing? Working. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Once again. Jonathan says, I'm flying to Cali again next Friday, so hopefully I get to see you. Okay, we'll see what we can do and go from there. So you guys have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and we will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. We really appreciate that. Don't forget to smash that like button. And from me to you, I'm going to go ahead and send off a few of these hearts. So you guys have for each and every one of you. And you guys have a good one. And yeah. Catch you guys on the next video. See you guys. Peace.